Hello YouTube, this is Bill from Little White Dory, and we're coming outside today to have a little chat. I'm going to let the girls run around and have fun in the yard. Come on. Come on. We've got a couple of slowpokes in the back there. Come on. Come on. Still got one more back there. It's Chica. Doesn't seem to be so sure about what to do. I'm going to just get this to prop open my little... Oops. What do you call it when a girl does, the hen does that? Let me see. Let's put this here so that they can get in now. Oh, I got myself caught here. Uh-oh, there we go. Alrighty, girls. You having fun today? Yeah, it's a little windy. It's supposed to get chilly tonight. It's funny, the two gold, or whatever, buffs, they like to see the reflection in the window over here. But they also like to eat the styrofoam insulation out from under my vinyl siding, so I have to chase them away. So, here I am. It's middle, or getting, I guess, toward the end of January, 2019. I've got 10 chickens. I've got a chicken tractor. I got some gardens. I got a chicken coop. Even way back here, I even have a tractor. I am as prepped and psyched and motivated to be a homesteader or a market gardener or a chicken breeder or whatever the heck it is that I wind up doing. But at the moment, I don't have the ability to do this because I got to find a place to do it in first. And I thought I was going to have a piece of property all lined up and everything's going to be good, but problems with the property fell through, and I just, it's been the winter, so it's a little tricky trying to find places in the winter. I've been searching, but it's not easy. But when and if I do start up a homestead, I do have another YouTube channel set up, and I do have aspirations for it to be a YouTube adventure. And I have a YouTube channel called Iona Homestead, I-O-N-A, like Iona College. And Iona Homestead, I'm going to explain how I got that name, and then I'll explain Little White Dory. So my family, on the paternal side of my family, comes from Northern Ireland, and my great-grandfather, who at some point worked in coal mines in London, or in England rather, was sent home from England to Ireland, where he was from, to die of black lung disease from being a coal miner. He was told, go home, get your family and your life together, and enjoy the rest of your life, but it's probably not going to be a long one. So my great-grandfather went back to Northern Ireland, where he was from, borrowed money from somebody who turned out to be my grandfather, so his son's, how does this work? Let's see, it would be my grandfather's father-in-law, lent my great-grandfather money to buy a farm in a town called Desert Martin in Northern Ireland, near Derry. But when he built his house on the farm, on the property he bought, he decided that he would dedicate the house, which was common in that time, by naming it Iona House, I-O-N-A-H-O-U-S-E, Iona House. And he chose that because he had felt that he shouldn't have been able to live. He felt that he should have died. He didn't die. He lived actually till his 90s, 94. And as such, in Northern Ireland, if you come from an Irish Catholic family of 13, which is kind of crazy, you kind of think about it and say, well, hey, the oldest son gets the farm. But if you do the math, when the father or the grandfather, whatever in this case, sticks around till 94 years old, chances are he had his first kid when he was 18. So if his oldest son, who's now in his 70s, inherits a farm at that point, there's not much you can do with it. So it kind of put a kibosh on the oldest son ever getting the farm and doing something with it, which, as it turns out, we do still own the house. The family still does own the house, and I don't know right now because we just had a death in the family who's going to go in there next, but the assumption is that somebody will. But because my great-grandfather lived as long as he did, he felt that he did the right thing, and that his dedication to the monks that were creating, I think, the Book of Kells on the island of Iona, which is off the southwestern coast of Scotland. Somehow he attributed, what he got in life as being part of his reward for, I guess, either dedicating or naming his house after the monks from Iona. So Iona Iona Homestead, rather, would be the name for my farm. So if you look up Iona Homestead, you will see some videos, not many, but some. I also use that as my woofing farm name. So even though I'm located about 50 miles east of New York City on Long Island, I have had a couple of woofers, which stands for Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. I'm kind of staying here with my chickens because I'm not so sure that they won't go places they're not supposed to. So I'm just sitting here filming them, doing what chickens do in my backyard as I shoot the breeze. But so now Little White Dory. So here I am on Long Island, like I said, 50 miles east of New York City, which puts me surrounded by water on an island. And if you live on an island, not necessarily this particular island, because the majority of people on Long Island do not own boats, but if you live on an island, there's a good chance you might own a boat or have some dealings with the water, whether it be the ocean, the bay, whatever the case may be. And at one point I had bought a motorboat. It was a Little White Dory, a dory being a type of motorboat or a type of boat. And the gentleman that I bought the boat from had commented to me that when I'm out on the bay, don't be surprised if you see a lot of people will come over to you because they're going to think you're me. I thought, well, that's weird. Why would they think that? And they said, well, because everybody recognizes the Little White Dory. And shortly after I bought that boat, got involved in sailing. I took up sailing for a hobby. And wound up using my Little White Dory, which is a 16-foot fiberglass powerboat, to do race officiating for sailboating. It was a very good boat for that, in that on the bay, you need a small, shallow draft boat. And this boat only drew, I think, maybe like 4 inches. It was pathetically little. It was a flat-bottom boat. Girls are getting wind blowing up their skirts here. I hope the wind isn't creating too much wind. One of them, I'm sure, in 2 seconds is going to go over there and peck at my installation. I'm trying to keep the camera out of the wind. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. But you can see it is a little windy. We're supposed to get very cold tonight. It went from 10 degrees on Monday to 55 degrees yesterday. Anyway, so Little White Dory was the, I don't know, it was just a tag that I came up with when I was looking to create an email address many years ago. There you go. You see them? They reach underneath. I think this is fascinating because A, how the hell did they ever find out that this stuff is under there? And B, what makes them like it? They like to peck at it and eat it. And it's not even like they peck it and spit it out. I've watched them peck at it, pull it out, and swallow it. I don't think it's very nutritious, but it must be filling. So I'm kind of just keeping my eye on them. They're not doing it. There we go. See that? Hey, and she just ate the piece. Would you cut that out? What is wrong with you silly chickens? There's grass, there's food, there's all kinds of stuff, and you guys want to eat styrofoam. So the Little White Dory explanation comes from me being tagged in a video, or in a video from a YouTube channel called From Zero To Homestead. And that is Brandy and, oh boy, Tim. I think it's Tim and Brandy. If I got that wrong, I apologize. Tagged me in one of their videos. And in this video, they were asked, how did they come up with their name? And so I guess this was just a series of tags that were going around for people to just explain the name of their... Look at this. They're going to do it again. Get out. Get out of there. Yeah, why do they do this? What do they call that when a chicken says, all right, come over here. Make the best of it. Go. Go. They do this, and then they stand up, and then they flutter, right? You like that, don't you? Go ahead. There you go. So, I'm trying to think, who can I tag? He tagged 5 people. I don't know if I can come up with 5 tags. But a few of them would be, I might try Cog Hill Farm. Okay? Jason and Cog Hill Farm. I'm curious as to how you got that name. I assume it has something to do with a hill, but why Cog Hill? Let's see, who else? Lumnah Acres, Al Lumnah. Al's been somebody I've been watching for quite some... Look at this is crazy. Girls, come on, stop that. I mean, they just literally eat the styrofoam out from under. Eventually they won't be able to reach it. But until then, come on, girls. Get away. So, Al Lumnah... going right back. It's like, can't possibly taste that good. Come on, let's go. All right, drastic measures. Let's get something to get their attention over here. They like scratch. I'll come over. In fact, I'm going to come over here a little bit because I'm just going to do a little sprinkle. There, that ought to keep them busy for a little bit. Where was I? So Al Lumnah, Lumnah Acres. I know that it's based on his last name, but I'd be curious to know how he decided to start doing the videoing of his channel. I know a little bit of his background, but I don't know why he decided to go with the YouTube concept. So I'd be curious to know about that. Art and Bree. I guess these names are not all that kind of, hard to figure out. But what made them decide to do this? Why did they decide to vlog? Let's see, who else? Life in Farmland. Like to watch their videos. Another person out west, Midwest, maybe they consider it. And Eric does a lot of videos about wood burning stoves and how to heat your house with wood. Not to mention, he's got some chicken tractors he's running around, and he's got an interesting situation out there where he lives. There's a lot of fun stuff to watch. Oh, here's a good one. White House on the Hill. White House on the Hill has been doing videos for about 2 years. Well, yeah, about 2 years. And I started watching them just after they started. And it was because of Justin Rhodes, who stopped at their place in Missouri. So I tried to get Justin to stop here too. I was kind of surprised he didn't have an interest in Long Island, especially where he had a place that he could park that camper, the big bus, which I was set up for. And it's really because there's a sewage system there, there's water here, there's electric around there, and I figured he'd have plenty of room to pull his rig back here and, stay for a bit, but didn't happen. I don't know if that's enough. I think I'll call it there, and I'll check it out, and I'll put links down below for their channels. And Tim at From Zero To Homestead, thanks for the tag. And I hope that this answers your question. I got a little lengthy on the Iona house, but with respects to Little White Dory, it's kind of simple. And there you have it. These girls are as thrilled as they could be able to be running around here right now. I haven't let them out that much because this one, that one, and that one decided to go for a walk that way, all the way around the house to the neighbor's front yard the other day. Oh, this is a few weeks ago. Yeah, they see that I have the scratch in my hand now. No wonder why they're hanging around me here. You girls are funny. Come on, look further over here. Don't give up on me. There's more out here. Look at this. They all follow me. All right, this should be fun. Let's see what happens. I'm like the Pied Piper. Come on, Sydney. Didn't you see the whole crowd leave? Man, Sydney, there's nothing I can do for you. You have like your own world. All right, Sydney. Chica. Let's see, that's Fluffy. Luna. Zippy's butt. That is, maybe that's, no, that's Nubbins. That's Cleopatra. Let's see. That's yellow, because I can see her yellow footbrand. That's a blue. And that's Hootie. Hootie laid her first egg today. Hootie laid a blue egg. How amazing is that? I'll put a what do you call it? Oh, I can't think of the word when you get that little clip, what you see on the headline for the video. Why can't I think of the name of it? Is it so silly? But a thumbnail. There you go. going to see if I can get these girls to go back in because my hands are frozen. And I'm coming up on 15 minutes, which is really the longest I like to go. Every now and then it'll go longer, but I'm going to cut it at 15 minutes. So long, folks. Have a good day.